A very good morning, it's Fabio and welcome back to another daily market outlook. Now yesterday was a massive day within the markets as we had Fed interest rates come out. However, there was nothing really too special about it as the rates were unchanged and therefore we didn't really see any major movements on the dollar pairs. Now what we're going to be looking at today is EURUSD because in around half an hour from now we have massive red folder news here on the dollar. As we can see, we have main refinancing rate, we have a monetary policy statement, and we also have an ECB press conference, so the European Central Bank will be speaking. Furthermore, we also have red folder dollar news, so let's keep an eye on that. Now, what I'm looking at here for today on EURUSD is the fact that we are still inside an area of daily demand. As we can see, the fractal structure is still holding, so as long as the fractal structure holds, which is obviously this low over here with the dots and this high with the dots, we should continue up higher. However, again guys, there is red folder news on both the euro and on both the dollar, so we're going to be seeing a lot of volatility and anything can pretty much happen. Now preferably when you look at the weekly time frame, you would want to see a little bit of a deeper retracement, at least in towards that 0.5 fib. However, looking at the daily, obviously there is a lot of bullish momentum and we just want to be following the daily fractal structure. Now how do we understand when the market is ready to push up higher? Well, what we can look at is very obviously a break of this overall supply zone. So this is currently your buy before the sell that is in control. Sellers are currently in control. That's why I was not interested in looking for longs yesterday, despite us being inside of that daily area of demand. As you can see, we come back up in towards the highs, push down, push up in towards the highs, push down again. So bearish. Here we have a break. Then what happens? Consolidate, push down again. So all the time there were no real bulls in control yesterday as well. Yes, we were inside of this area of demand, but overall we also had this area of supply. Therefore, I was not interested in looking for buys yet. So what I want to see happening is a demand flow be created. At the moment, supply is in control. So let's break this area of supply. Let's break these highs, and then I'll be interested in looking for longs once again, because that would confirm that that area of daily demand, right? So that daily fractal structure is actually something valid to trade from. Otherwise, we could just follow the overall supply chain down lower and we'll just see lower price movements and something like this, and then we'll tap down lower in towards that lower area of daily demand. So as simple as that. I am interested in EURUSD longs, but the market is not ready yet. Also, if you look at the 1 hour time frame, you can very clearly see that the overall structure here on the 1 hour, here we have a break, here we have a break. So we have the push down, retracement, push down, retracement, and now we could just see another push down. Depending on what the news will do. So that's why I'm not happy to look for longs just yet. But once we break this structural high over here and we see the demand chain be created again, that is when I'll be getting into new long positions on EURUSD. Now that is it pretty much for the dollar or for euro dollar. Let's have a look at the dollar index, because the dollar index is still inside that daily area of supply. So the dollar index is still bearish in my opinion, from the sense that, or from the perspective that we, yes, tapped into weekly supply. We have an overextended leg in towards the upside. And now if you look at the daily, we are still fractal bearish. So the fractal bearish structure is always, guys, always my indicator for what I'm looking for on any given day. This is now your fractal high. This is now your fractal low. And we can very clearly see that that daily fractal structure is moving like this in towards the downside. So personally, only interested still in shorts. Once we break that black line, yes, then maybe dollar bills will come back and we'll see some further upside. But for now, I am only interested in dollar downside. If we break the black line, dollar upside is then a potential. Not going too much into the lower time frame. Obviously, yes, you could say this is a swing low, this is a swing high, but the daily fractal structure is currently in control. Therefore, only purely focusing on what it is doing itself. Okay, so let's see if we can get that further push in towards downside, which will cause another push in towards the upside on euro dollar. Going into AUDUSD, AUDUSD is also interesting in the sense that I am currently looking at this long position over here. What I want you to understand is that we are still bullish from a fractal perspective. This is your daily fractal low, and this over here is your daily fractal high. So we've now made, in that perspective, a very nice retracement into the 0.7 fib, and now with that dollar news coming out today, we could see the next push. Personally, I just want to see it push a little bit lower, due to the fact that on the lower time frame, being the 4 hour, we have very nice equal lows here. So as you can see, we have these two lows next to one another, and the overall 4 hour supply chain is still bearish. Now, again, guys, I want to keep it as simple as possible for you. All I want you to understand here is that supply is in control. Here we have a buy before a sell. You can see we tap in on this candle and then push straight back down again. Here again, we have a buy before a sell, and then again, here we tap back in yesterday evening, and then we start pushing back down again. So it's as simple as that. All you need to do is follow the order flow, and then you will understand if we're ready to push up higher again. Now what I'm looking for on AUDUSD is for us just to break this 4-hour high over here, and then just see a new demand chain be formed before looking for any potential longs. What I would like to see is that these equal lows here just get swiped real quick, and then get that change of character up higher, and then trade it up higher. So that's also what I'm looking at from a daily perspective, but on the daily, to be honest, it already looks pretty good to look for longs from here. That's also kind of like the position that I envision, where we have this pretty much as, let's say, the overall swing up again. Here we had the break of structure down, here we had the break of structure up, and now I'm looking to just see liquidity get swiped and then look for a reversal back in towards the highs. So this is also a long position that I am going to be taking pretty much exactly like this. So that's what I'm waiting for at the moment, to see if we can get one more push down, grab liquidity, and then see that potential reversal up higher on AUDUSD. If you want to trade this on the lower time frame, then what you need to wait for is for that 4-hour high to get broken, the 4-hour supply chain to get broken, because again guys, supply is here in control, very simply said. So now what you want to see is this high over here get broken, and then you can look at the 1-hour time frame to get those lower time frame setups, because now what you're seeing here on AU, especially here on the 1-hour and on the 15-minute time frame, is it's very clear, right? Supply is in control. Buy up for the sell down. Here we liquidate liquidity, so this is like the last little bump in the road, and then from there we sell off in towards the downside again. So that's how you could be trading Aussie dollar here on the 1-hour, just following the overall order flow, and that's why you could have gotten into sells yesterday on London session, which would have played out pretty well. Going into GBPUSD next. GBPUSD, what is going on over there? So GU itself is consolidating very heavily. We still have a lot of liquidity open above this range, so we can see that we're still ranging. Yesterday I mentioned that as well. The range has just expanded with this overall push in towards the downside. So I'm still waiting to see what's going to happen here on GU. What I'll be waiting for personally, because again, the overall, let's say, swing is down. If we look at and we zoom out, we can see the overall swing is down. Then we look at the fractal structure, which is the second form of structure that I always look at. Then we have this is the fractal high, this is the fractal low, and we've now retraced in towards this area of supply. So now everybody's interested, obviously, in getting into a sell position. This is not wrong. This is good. Yes, you can look at a sell position. However, always keep in mind that pound dollar will follow euro dollar most of the times. And euro dollar is obviously a lot more bullish looking from a technical perspective than pound dollar at this point in time. Furthermore, keep in mind that at this point in time as well, we have push up, push down, push up, push down, push up, push down, and now we could just see another push up. This overall internal structure is still very bullish, and if we draw in the fib from this fractal low in towards this fractal high, you can see the market just retraces again in towards a 0.5 fib, and then from there just pushes up higher again. Therefore, personally, I'm only going to be getting into sells once we break this low over here, and then look for the retracement, and then get in on a sell position. That is what I'm personally looking for. I want to see that bearish confirmation on pound dollar, because euro dollar, Aussie dollar are all looking still pretty bullish, and the dollar index is still inside a daily area of supply. Now we didn't make a retracement as deep as this area of demand over here, sadly, otherwise I would have been happy to look for a long position, but for now what I'm looking at is that internal liquidity high, which we have here on the 1 hour time frame, maybe then a tap in towards that 4 hour supply zone. So that's a 4 hour supply zone. If we look over here, you can see that is the buy before the sell, which is also inside daily supply. But yeah, at the moment, 4 hour fractal structure here internally is also not being respected. So I'm not very interested in looking at this sell position over here. I was personally more interested in looking at this buy position. But what I'll be doing is I'll be waiting to see what happens once we tap in towards daily supply, in towards that 4 hour supply zone. Are we then going to see like a push, and then like a change of character down, and then supply chain down? That could be the confirmation for further sells. But we're going to need further confirmation. Here on the lower time frame, no setups available at all. Market is just consolidating, so don't play anything stupid. Looking at NZDUSD and gold, last of all, NZDUSD here is still, let's say, a little bit messy. I think this is the messiest pair of them all pretty much. It's a lot messier, excuse me guys, I'm on my laptop. NZDUSD is a lot more messy than, for example, AUDUSD. Also, what we've seen now is here a fractal low break. This now means that this is an area of supply, so supply is currently in control, therefore not interested at looking at longs on NZDUSD, but because the dollar is in supply and euro dollar is still looking bullish from that daily fractal structure perspective, I am personally staying out of NU itself. Now NU could provide you with a hedge position in towards the downside, because as you can see yesterday, there was kind of like this little change of character over here, and you had some demand, but it was just all a little bit messy, and at the end of the day, NZDUSD just followed euro dollar overall. Look at euro dollar and then look at NZDUSD. That's why I always mention focus a lot on euro dollar, and then you will understand where NU, AU and GU will head next. Now, as you can see, now this area of supply is in control, so keep in mind that you can then look for shorts on the 1 hour and the 15 minute. But personally, again, I do not like NZDUSD, so I will not be trading it because all of the technicals are a little bit contradicting and conflicting with each other. I'll mainly be focusing on EU, AU and GU as well. Going into gold, last of all, we can see that gold has pushed up higher once again. So yesterday I did mention that there were potential shorts on the table. What I was looking at was this daily change of character. I'll just clean up the chart for you guys. So what I was looking at here was, first of all, we had a high break. Then what happened is that we had a low break down. Once we break that low down, this then becomes an area of supply. What I then did is I went in towards the 4 hour time frame, and I was looking for potential shorts, which did actually occur. We can see here that this 4 hour supply zone, the buy before the sell, caused an initial reaction down lower. I then went into the 4 hour time frame and the 1 hour time frame as well. And what you can see on the 1 hour time frame here is that we get a sweep of the highs, and then we got a break of the low again, and then we had an area of supply over here, right? So this buy before the sell, and then from there the market sold off in towards the downside, obviously respecting the overall supply flow. And then you can see there was a 1 to 4 risk to reward on the first trade, and then furthermore again we retraced in towards what, again, the 1 hour area of supply after once again breaking the lows here, and then you could have taken another trade in towards the downside again from that area of supply for what was it at its peak, around a 1 to 2 risk to reward. But then we've seen a reversal back up in towards the highs after tapping in towards this area of demand, which is not a bad thing because overall, again, the daily is bullish. Yes, we saw a daily fractal break, but this is why you sometimes need to look at the bigger picture because the overall swing is still upright. So one fractal structure break is not straight away going to say, okay, we're now completely bearish, but it now looks good for gold to start pushing up higher in towards an all-time high next. But it will also depend obviously on the dollar news. But for now, we can see that the overall bullish momentum is in control. So I would stay out of shorts for now and only look at further long possibilities. So that's it for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. We're going to be going live for the New York session here on the channel as well. So make sure to tune in, and I wish you all a fantastic trading day. Thanks for watching.